Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 units you guys should be getting from the Moonlight Headhunting event. So basically this event is to get a free Moonlight 5-star unit essentially, and you get to choose which one you want as long as you reroll the board by doing these missions. And when we're talking about which ones you guys should be going for, now keep in mind, this event does not include recently released Moonlight 5-star heroes, so I believe Abyssal Euphine, ML Shu, and also Navy Captain Landy will not be available. I might be missing another one or another two, but I'm pretty sure that the list will stop there. So outside of those units, you should be able to choose from the ones that are not included in that list. Before we get started with this video though guys, I want to talk about the sponsor of today, and that is going to be Huawei AppGallery, which is an application you can use to save up to 25%, 30% of all of your purchases on packs in Epic 7. This will work for people of all regions as long as you are able to follow this video and the steps that I provide, and will work for people of all phone devices. You don't need a Huawei phone, you can do that on Android, you can do it on Apple if you have an emulator. This works on BlueStacks as well, which is the method I'll be showing you. So I'll be showing you guys exactly what you guys have to do, like I said. So all you guys have to really do is download the Huawei AppGallery. You can see it on your screen here. I downloaded it on BlueStacks, you just have to search it up. After you guys have this downloaded, just click on it to open it. Don't be surprised if it rotates a lot while you're using this. It is an application for the Huawei phone, so of course it's going to flip vertically sometimes, but after you do open it up, what you guys want to do is register. So click the register button on the bottom here, and then listen very carefully to this part. It's the most important thing. You want to change your region. So if you have a USA or EU card that you want to use for your purchases, what you guys want to do here is type in Turkey, and you will be a part of the Turkey campaign. Now, if you guys don't have a USA or a Europe card, it is fine. What you guys can actually do is use PayPal instead. If you want to do that instead, you want to type in Switzerland and do the Switzerland campaign. So for me, because I do have a USA card, I will be doing the Turkey region. But like I said, if you don't have a USA or a EU card, instead of Turkey here, make sure you do Switzerland. After that, you want to click next here and then agree to all of the things you need to agree to. And then after that, make sure you put your birthday so that you are an adult. I think anything after 2000 or before 2004 should be fine. For me, I'll just put in my real birthday, which is 1997. And then after that, you can use your email address and you'll be able to sign up and make a password. Pretty simple. I'm going to use my email that I actually have for Huawei designated for this. And after I click next here, it'll actually give you a password here. You want to type in your password and make your account and verify your account with your email and put in the verification code, and it should be very easily done. After you're registered guys, just make sure you log in here. I'm using my official account for Huawei, which is also my business account, so don't be alarmed if my email has suddenly changed. All you guys have to do is log in here, and what you guys actually want to do after you actually load in is you want to download Epic 7. Now to download Epic 7, just go to the search bar here, type in Epic 7, and it should pop up. It is a pretty quick download because Epic 7 is not that big. You want to download Epic 7 and then update everything so your patches are downloaded within the game. Very simple. It actually downloads faster than BlueStacks App Store, which is kind of funny. And after you download, what you guys want to do is actually go to the main page and then click on this promotion button. So if you click this blue promotion button after downloading, if you scroll down, you're going to see that there is an Epic 7 October campaign. So you want to click on this, and this campaign will differ depending on if you chose Turkey or Switzerland as your region, but basically it works the same. It will load you into a coupon page here, and you're going to see that you can claim up to 30% off coupons every single day for the duration of this campaign, which will be going until the 24th of November. So basically you have 6 coupons here, you just have to claim them. I already claimed them today, but this will refresh every single day, so you just have to pretty much sign in every day. Make sure you guys claim these, and it should go into your account. And after you have all of these claimed, you can actually use them in-game in your purchases, which I'll show you. Now, keep in mind, if you go down here, if you want to see how your coupons work, click on My Coupon. It'll open up your coupon page. Like I said, if you're doing the Turkey campaign or the Switzerland campaign, it will differ depending on which one you choose. I'm choosing the Turkey campaign here, so because I do have a USA card, you can see that I have the Turkish currency being used here, and for purchases of, for example, 220 or more, I get a 50 discount, which is about 25%, and it goes even higher, and these stack, right? So you don't have to use these every single day. You can just claim them every single day and then use them whenever you want. It'll save you a ton of money in the long run. So if you guys are actually curious how much exactly you save, so the second coupon here, you're going to see for purchases of 2,200 Turkish currency, which is lira. So if I put 2,200 here, a pack for about 77 USD dollars or more, what you actually will get is a 380 Turkish lira discount. which is about $13, which is a huge discount, right? And you're getting these every single day, so you can actually use this for pretty much every single pack, and I'll show you guys how it actually works specifically within the game. So after you are done downloading Epic 7 through the Huawei App Gallery, and also after you've claimed your coupons, you can actually open Epic 7 that you've just downloaded. And then if you go into the shop here, I'm on my main account, so you can see that this is not really anything to be afraid of. You can see everything has changed into Lira currency or Turkish currency. And if you're doing Switzerland, of course, it'll change into Switzerland currency as well with different coupon deals. Now, if I just choose any single pack, you can see that there's a ton to choose from. I can choose something as small as even the Burning Passion Pack 2, which is technically only about like 3 USD. What you'll actually see is after this loads that I'll actually be able to continue, and you'll see that this pack has some coupons available. And you'll see I have 2 coupons because I did claim 2 days, and you can keep stacking these, right? The ones that don't work is because they require certain purchase amounts first, but this one still has a discount, which is going to be about 15%, which is still very good. And you just have to press OK after selecting it, and after you add a bank card or even a phone number to pay, there's even more payment methods here with Huawei points. You should be able to use PayPal with the Switzerland campaign. You will be able to actually get the discount and actually get the pack. So pretty easy way to do this. You'll get a ton of discounts here. If I do even more expensive packs, you'll see that I'll get more discounts. So I'll even show you for like a very popular pack right now, the Group Summon Limited Pack. If I actually open this up, you'll see that I'll be able to get a huge discount just because this pack is more expensive. If I click coupons here, you'll see I can even get up to 380 Lira, which is almost 20%. So you can see you actually get that deduction here. And for same thing, you just add that bank card or whatever you want to use to pay if it's available for you, and PayPal for Switzerland campaign, and you'll be able to save so much. So basically, whenever you want to make a purchase on Epic 7, guys, you definitely want to make sure you're using Huawei App Gallery because it will just save you a ton of money. Like, why would you not want to save money? Makes no sense. Whenever I make small purchases, even for something as small as like the monthly pack here, I always make sure that I'm using the Huawei App Gallery because it is just a free way to save money, and I do not know why you wouldn't want to save money. Definitely recommend the Huawei App Gallery, guys. If you guys want to see more information about this, in the comment section and the description box down below. You can also talk to people that are representatives in their own official Discord, and there's also one even in my own Discord that I'll be posting about. So if you guys want to get into contact with him, let me know, or just pop into the official Discord for Huawei App Gallery. Now back to the video, let's talk about the top 5 ML units you should be choosing from the headhunting event, starting with some honorable mentions. So the first honorable mention I'm having is Strays, and that is because of his insane potency in PvE, as well as being very powerful in PvP as a unit in RTA. Now for PvE, he's very strong because he's an extremely powerful hunt one-shot unit, because he can be used in pretty much every single hunt, so you only need one set of rage set gear on him, and also because he doesn't really rely on a defense break because his S3 does 100% defense penetration. Now if you do have a unit that can target or like a Song of Stars, very good for him because you can put him on rage set that way, and also his gear requirements are not as high as other one-shotters, so it makes him more flexible and more easier to gear in that regard. For PvP, he's very good because you can use him as a one-shotting unit against teams that are very slow. His S3 can one-shot a unit at the start of the game and give him invincibility, so you can use his S2 after, which does a ton of damage. Does very good in PvP and PvE. Another honorable mention is the next last boss. You can see all the honorable mentions have something in common in that they're all last bosses, and that is Bellion. Pretty decent in PvE, honestly. I think she's very underrated. She does a ton of AoE damage, can tank. Nothing too crazy though. I just like to use her to speedrun with her skills off. But in PvP is where she really shines because of her S2. She decreases the amount of souls acquired by 100%, so you stop soul gain on the enemy side, even Toggl's Ancient Book, making her a very good counter against cleavers that rely on souls, and also just mages that run Toggl's Ancient Book like Spectre Tenebria. She also has a ton of AoE damage in her S3 and S1, which is pretty hard, and she has a very annoying debuff combination of decreased speed and decreased hit chance with a provoke, which is just super annoying. One of the best PvP units in the game, but I don't think she is as powerful anymore because there are a lot of counters such as like injury units, as well as units that can just deal with her AoE like Rowana, so you have to be careful in that regard, but still a decent unit. And then yes, the last honorable mention is another last boss, and it is Zio. Honestly, I'll end up probably choosing him because I already have everyone on the top 5, and he is the only one I'm missing out of all the units I'm talking about today. but he's very good because he is extremely good at opening because one, he has a very powerful silence and CR pushback with Deify, which makes him take 50% less damage, but also because his S2 will give him 20% extra CR at the start of battle, making it so that if you have him at like 260 speedish, he will outspeed everything in the game essentially, which makes him very, very powerful. You only really need like okay speed gear to have the fastest unit in the game if you run that speed gear on Zio. So it makes him very good for cleavers because you can guarantee turn 1, or against cleavers if you pick Zio, he becomes pretty much a must ban because he guarantees turn 1, and cleave is very reliant on taking the first turn. Now keep in mind his S1 does have an extra attack. This hits extremely hard, but it will get countered by units that counter extra attacks, such as Rowana and even like Lionheart Sermia, but still a very good unit for PvP overall. And now going into the top 5 list. So at number 5 here, we have Briar Witch Asaria, extremely powerful in PvP, mostly because her S3 has that decreased defense and unbuffable, which is super annoying, that also will strip everything, but also because of her S2 giving her 50% hit chance, making it so that she can hit evasion units. If you give her Symbol of Unity or another artifact that boosts her hit chance, she will always hit evasion units, which is super, super powerful because we already know how annoying evasion units can be. Also, her S1 has a defense break as well, and her skills overall do a ton of damage, and she's very annoying with her immortality, which means that she is super hard to kill because she also has Guiding Light if you have it on her, because it is her best artifact. It makes her super annoying to kill, so it makes her a very powerful unit for PvP. Number 4, we have Lionheart Sermia. So Lionheart Sermia, after her buff, she's become a very staple pick in the meta. So her S3, as you guys know, ton of damage. This can one-shot a lot of squishy units. Also give her an extra turn so you can S1 after, which also hits very hard, especially if you soul burn. But mostly because her S2 punishes extra attacks, counter attacks, and dual attacks. So if you actually have your S2 proc from one of these, you'll get Fighting Spirit, which you need to S3, which you can pretty much do right after. You also get increased effect resist and defense, so she is hard to actually CC and lock down. And that extra defense is very good because it will actually make her S3 and her S1 do more damage because they scale with defense. One of the best units for PvP because she counters a ton of meta units like ML Bologna, Savior Aiden to an extent because of Savior Aiden's S2, and also the notorious Navy Captain Landy, and also pretty good against Abyssal Euphine as well. 3, I have Meteor Cowrick, which might surprise a lot of people, but it is because we have some buffs coming, so keep that in mind. I originally had him at number 2, but after I saw the buffs coming, he dropped down to number 3. And this is because he's a very good cleanser, right? He's so good because he's so good at cleansing. He has that AoE cleanse for his team. Also, you don't need effect resist really on him because when his S3 is available, he decreases debuff durations on him by 1 turn, so he can cleanse himself, even though he's stunned by like S10A and like SC Arrowell. Also has an S2 with a huge barrier that cripples an enemy with decreased attack and will also deal a ton of damage and strip buffs. And his S1 has turn cycling for himself and an ally, which is super, super powerful. A very good cleanser, so it makes him very powerful. Just keep in mind, he does kind of get countered by some debuffers that are coming out, such as like Nogwell, Lua, even the new Fumir, who has a 2-turn sleep, right? And Meteor Cowrick can't cleanse 2-turn debuffs just by himself. So they do release a lot of debuffers that actually counter him nowadays, but he's still a premier debuffer for PvP. In PvE, he's also very, very good as a cleanser, very, very good in Ancient Inheritance, very good in Nightmare Raid. There's a lot of areas of content you can bring him to, which makes him solid for both PvP and PvE. Number 2 on the list, and this is going to be after she gets her buffs. Her buffs are not an effect of this video's release. It is Lone Crescent Bologna. Now you guys might be wondering, why is she so high up? The thing is, she counters a ton of units in the current meta, right? And if you actually look at her win rate, it is extremely, extremely high. I think one of the highest win rates for a Moonlight unit, just a unit in general, in RTA, in High Emperor. And that is because of her consistent damage in her counterattacks, her sustain because she can be a warrior and hold Sigurd's Scythe, and because her S3 is super powerful at one-shotting units, and she always crits. You can build her on a ton of different ways, counter set, lifesteal set, destruction set, and she's just very good into like Abyssal Euphine, Navy Captain Landy, just anything with AoE damage, because she also has that counterattack with her S2, which will be getting buffed. And it's just very nice because she always gives herself immunity, so she actually can't be CC'd pretty easily, which makes her very strong. Now, I do think I might be rating her a little bit high, but I think after her buffs, she'll be even stronger now, and she's a very common pick currently in the current meta, which makes her one of the best ML 5 stars in my opinion, because she's so good in PvP and also very good in PvE. Now, if you guys do decide to take like Cowrick or Sermia or Asaria over her. Nothing wrong with that. All these 5 units are very good. But in my opinion, after the buffs, Lone Crescent Bologna will be extremely, extremely powerful. Even like OP, I'd say. And even though some people think this is a hot take, I'm fine taking this hot take for myself. And last but not least, of course, we have Conquer Lilius. This unit is always going to be super broken for PvE because she has Vigor buff, which makes your team do more damage and actually take less damage. And she also has that forced dual attack, which is one of the most broken mechanics in the game, especially for PvE. Used pretty much everywhere in PvE. Hall of Trials, she's the best Hall of Trials unit because of her S1. You can turn her with skills off and get SSS very easily as long as you have a DPS that fits that week's requirements. One of the best units for Ancient Inheritance, if not the best. Also very good in Hunt one-shots if you run her with a Ken. Ken with Vigor will defense break 100% of the time, making your runs very, very stable because you will not get 15%, so you just Vigor buff, and then have Ken use his S3 and then S2 on the boss, and he'll actually always land defense breaks, so very good in Hunt one-shots as well, just people don't really use her there because she's so good in PvP. And yeah, in PvP, one of the best units still, if not the best, because even since her release, she's always been top tier because Vigor buff is just too OP, I think. Like, I think AoE Vigor buff, like, this was a mistake being brought into the game because Vigor being an undispellable attack buff and defense buff is just crazy because of the fact that her base speed is so high, so it's easier to get her to go first against most units. And if you do that, you can actually have Vigor buff for 2 turns, which makes your team super tanky. This can't be dispelled, and you don't really have a chance to put unbuffable on the enemy because, yeah, Conquer Lilius is so fast. Pair that with her insane kit in her S2, giving that provoke and a barrier, and even her S3 putting attack down for 2 turns on DPS units makes her so strong. And on her off turns where you think that you'll be able to just ignore her, well, the thing is her S1 will trigger a dual attack from a random ally, making it so that she can actually do a ton of damage as well. So yeah, she's very good in defense teams, very good in RTA, very good in PvE. It's definitely a must-have unit. Pretty much it for this video though, guys. If you guys found this helpful or have other units that you think should be on this list or deserve to be an honorable mention or something like that, let me know down below, and I'll see you guys next video.